Need some sunglasses in here. It's so bright. Good morning, everybody. That was sleepy. Good morning. Yes. Okay, Lisa's doing something with her girls today, so I'm subbing for her this morning. Couple of things. First of all, super excited that Lancaster won the War of the Roses, so congratulations to everyone who's participating in that. And Ginny just keeps on coming. She's one of the top 3 winners for Lancaster, so congratulations, Ginny. She got one of the lotus necklaces. And then next weekend, super excited, teacher training for fall is starting. Like Friday next weekend, like in 6 days from now, next weekend. So if you're interested, have questions about it, want to talk about it, let me know. Philomena is going to be teaching some of the anatomy, and I'm super excited about that. I'm going to sit in on it and learn more. So just let me know. Any kind of questions like time commitment or homework or what the weekends look like or anything like that, I'd love to talk about it. And let's get started in child's pose. Feet together at the back of your mat. Knees wide. It's Sunday morning. The weather's beautiful outside right now. You've got a whole day of it to enjoy. So for right now, while you're on your mat, for the rest of your practice, commit to your practice. Commit to your practice like you're going to commit to the rest of your day, just 100% the whole time. Start to generate breath, loud exhales, full inhales. Press your fingertips down into the mat. So 100% commitment can look like a lot of things. It could look like you pushing yourself past your edge. It could look like I've gone a little bit too far and I'm going 100% by backing off. It can look like a ton of different things. Breathe louder. So just commit to that. Commit to yourself. Make your way to downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet. Shake your head side to side. Do what you need to do. Sink your thumb and your pointer finger down into the mat and fill yourself up with the sound of your breath. Fill yourself up with that rhythm so you can connect to everybody else in the space. And settle into stillness in your down dog. Take your feet about mat width distance apart, just wider than you normally do. Come up onto your tippy toes. Take your heels over to the right. So your feet will be on the blade edge, one in front of the other. You can stretch out your side waist. Both palms still firmly on the mat. Come back to center, heels high. Drop them to the opposite side. Stretch out your side waist, nice and long. Come back to center. Lower your heels down. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And let it out through your mouth. And then step forward, feet to hands. Halfway lift, lengthen out your spine, pull your low belly in, your shoulder blades together. Hang in ragdoll. Take any hand position you want. Start to wake up your legs this morning. Wake up your feet. Press your big toes and your pinky toes into the ground, the center of both of your heels, down into the ground. And start to wake up your legs. Press your outer shins in. Draw them in towards your midline so there's action. There's muscle to bone happening right from the start. So much action that your legs might start to shake. You can even take your hands on the outsides of your shins and press them in. Create some action right on the outside. Press into your palms. Resist your hands. Keep your legs active, your feet awake. Rise all the way up to standing. Reach through your fingertips. Bring your thumbs to your heart. Set an intention for your practice. Choose something big, something that you can do 100%. 100% the whole time. And we'll send out all those intentions with 3 ohms. Take a deep breath in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, long inhale, stretch out. Chaturanga, step back. Upward facing dog, wide open chest. Downward facing dog, lift your hips. Take a breath in together. Let it out together. Good, sink your thumbs down. Breath in, breath out. Send your thigh bones back. Last breath in, fill up. Empty all the way out. Step forward, feet to hands. Halfway lift, bow down. Rise up to standing. Root your feet down and reach up. Forward fold. Halfway lift, chaturanga. Use your strong legs. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breath in together. Breath out together. Big breath in. Empty out. Make it louder. Breath in. Exhale completely. Step or jump, feet to hands. Halfway lift, fill up. Fold down. Rise to standing. Long inhale all the way up to your fingertips. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe here. Generate breath with the person next to you, with the person across the room. Awesome. One more inhale. Fill up together. Empty together. Make your way, feet to hands. Halfway lift. Bow down. Rise to standing. Lift up and back this time. Open chest. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Lengthen. Belly in. Chaturanga. Keep your low belly in and up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 big breaths here. Let me hear you breathe. Yeah, connect with the breath. Connect with that rhythm. One more in. One more out. Jump, feet to hands. Half lifts. Fold down. Chair pose for 1 breath. Reach up, sink deep. Forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Chaturanga on your exhale. Breath to movement. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot warrior 1. Step through. Scoop your heart up with your shoulder blades. Chaturanga. Smooth, fluid movement. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Step your left foot through. Warrior 1. Rise up. Huge breath. Chaturanga. Wake your body up with your breath. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Breath in together. Let it out together. Good. Thumbs down. Breath in. Breath out. Last one. Fill yourself up. Your whole body. Empty the whole thing out. Step or float. Feet to hands. Halfway lifts. Bow down. Chair pose. Sit back. Lift your toes. Lift your belly. Forward fold. Halfway lifts. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot warrior 1. Press the whole sole of your foot down. Reach. Chaturanga. Inhale up. Wide open chest. Exhale down. Left foot, step it through. Make it smooth. Reach. High to low. Beautiful. Up dog. Shoulder blades on your back. Downward facing dog. Breathe here. So the sun cells aren't about going super fast and breathing as quick as you can. It's that long fluid breath with a movement to match. Take 1 more inhale. 1 more exhale. Step or float. Halfway lift. Lengthen on your inhale. Bow down. Exhale. Chair pose. 1 inhale. Lift. Forward fold. Halfway. Get long. Chaturanga. Beautiful. Up dog. Fill your lungs. Down dog. Empty them out. Right foot warrior 1. Both feet down, both hands high. Low plank. Upward facing. Fill. Downward facing. Empty. Left foot. Step it through. Like you're moving underwater. Reach up. High to low. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out. Sink your toes down. Breath in, breath out. Send your tailbone further back. Last one in. Empty all the way out. Look forward, jump forward. Half lift, fold. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Reach, forward fold. Halfway, long spine. Chaturanga, keep your long spine. Keep the integrity. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot warrior one. Stack your knee over your ankle this time. Reach up. High to low. Upward facing. Downward facing. Left foot, step it through. Move and breathe, a constant fluid flow. Chaturanga. Awesome breath, guys. Keep it up. Upward facing. Downward facing. 3 breaths. Go for it. Fill the space with that sound. Connect with that sound. 1 more in. Let it out through your mouth. Step or float, feet to hands. Half lifts. Bow down. Chair pose, 1 breath. Navel into spine. Forward fold. Halfway lifts. Chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale down. Right foot warrior one. Step and rise up. Pick up your lowest belly. Chaturanga. Up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog on your exhale. Left foot, step it through. Hands to the ceiling. Reach through your fingertips. Chaturanga. Beautiful. Fill up dog. Empty out, down dog. 1 more. Breath in, breath out. Good. Big breath in. Empty all the way out. Last breath. Fill your lungs. Expand. Squeeze all the air out. Step or float, feet to hands. Last sun B. Halfway lift. Bow. Chair pose. Reach. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, keep your breath going, tune into it. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Right foot warrior one, stack your knee, reach up, high to low. Inhale up, exhale down. Opposite foot, step it through, sink your big toe down, reach up. Chaturanga. Upward facing, downward facing dog. Send your right leg up to the sky. Right leg high, flex your foot, make it super active. Toes super active. So every muscle in your foot starts to work. Draw your heel towards your butt, open your hip. Keep your breath going. Sink your left heel down a little lower, lift your right knee a little higher. Yeah. Smooth and fluid, like I won't even be able to hear it, flip your dog. Smooth and controlled. Nice. Reach through your fingertips. Both feet on the ground so you can lift your hips higher. And send your fingertips out of your hands. Reach them down the bricks. If wheel's there for you, go for it. Even if it's not, you reach like it is. You reach with that intention. Beautiful. Keep breathing. Shoulder blades together on your back. Flip back over, right side plank. Face the purple wall. Make it smooth and graceful. No rush. Left hand up to the sky. Start with those active legs, your outer shins in. Squeeze them into the bone. And then if you lift your top leg or drop your bottom knee, it doesn't matter. That same action is still there. Pick up your lowest belly. Hug it in. Beautiful. 1 more breath. Reach. Chaturanga. Smooth and fluid. Upward facing. Downward facing. Beautiful. Breath in together. Breath out together. Send your left leg up to the sky. Active, active foot. Like you're going to leave a footprint on the back wall. You're going to press through the wall and into the lobby. Heel towards your butt, open your hip. Keep your foot active. Sink your right heel down towards the ground. What's your left palm up to? Press it down. Slow and quiet, flip your dog. There's muscle control. There's an ease and a lightness. Reach the windows. Beautiful. Add breath. Make it effortless and light with your breath. Yeah, press the ground away a little bit more. Lift your hips. Flip back over, left side plank. Face the yellow wall. Wide open. Reach your arms apart. Hug your shoulder blades together on your back. Shoulder blades together like you're trying to squeeze a pencil between your shoulder blades. Then reach through your fingertips so much you're going to touch the ceiling. One more breath. Extension, chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Let's let out a sigh. Breath in together. Let it out through your mouth. Good. Make it even louder. Breath in. Yeah, let it go. Breath in. Step or float, feet to hands. Halfway lift. Bow down. Chair pose, belly in, toes up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Make them active. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Reach your right leg up to the sky. Stretch it long. Active foot. If you can activate your hands and your feet in every pose, you can activate everything in between and make the pose like magic. Take a breath here and lengthen your leg. Knee to your right elbow on your exhale. Bring it out to the side. Hover, hover, hover. Press it back. Inhale. Long inhale. Knee to your left elbow. Cross your torso. Pick up your lowest belly. Press it back. Inhale. Get long. Knee to nose. Hug in like a Halloween cat. Crescent lunge. Press your feet into the ground. Connect them to the earth. Hands up to the sky. So take a pretty wide stance here so you can stack your back heel over the ball of your back foot and supercharge your left leg. Heel up to the sky, hamstring up to the sky. Now sink your front big toe into the ground. Beautiful. So much action in that leg that it might even start to shake. There's so much muscle action going on. Reach your fingertips out of your hands. Yes, just like that. Keep them active. Bring hands to heart center. Twist to the right. Left elbow outside your right knee. You can stick with palm to palm and press your palms away from one another or open your arms. Check back in with your breath. It got a little quiet. There's plenty of space in your chest right now for your breath. The twist happens in your spine. It happens in your low belly. Hamstring up to the sky. Heel up to the sky. Beautiful. Come back up to crescent lunge on an inhale. Wide open chest. Warrior two. Open up. Reach through your fingertips a lot. So adjust your feet however you need to. Be willing to take a risk on the distance between your feet. I would rather you take so much of a wide stance that you can't quite sustain it so you can come in and out of your lunge and build the endurance than hang out in space and have nothing happen for you. So take that chance. Breathe more. Reach, flip your front palm, reach forward, reverse the warrior. Take your eyes on one spot, up on your fingertips or a place up on the ceiling, so you take looking around out of the equation. There's one less thing to focus on. Dialed in focal point, dialed in breath. Lunge a little bit deeper, knee over your ankle. Build power, build fire in your legs. Now reach up and back and straighten your front leg. Get really long, cartwheel the hands down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, hamstrings up to the sky. Here, downward facing dog. Breathe in together. Let it out together. Good, breath in, breath out. Last breath in. Empty all the way out. Left leg up to the sky. Keep your breath powerful. Long straight leg, pinky toe towards the floor. Beautiful. Breath in to lengthen. Exhale, knee to nose. Use the whole exhale. Pull it in. Press your foot back. Knee to the outside of your left elbow. Out to the side, out to the side. Press it back. Knee to your right elbow across your torso. We're going to get one extra one in on this side. Press your foot back. Then draw your knee into your nose. Hover, pull it in. Create a pause. Crescent lunge. Tap into your breath. Even in the transitions, the breath still happens. It's a fluid movement. It's like ocean waves. They don't stop. Your breath doesn't stop. Hamstring up to the sky. Back heel up to the sky. So if stacking your heel over the ball of your back foot makes it feel like you're not really lunging at all anymore in your left leg, just step your foot forward, take a wider stance. Energize your fingertips, reach them away. Hands to heart center, twist to the purple wall. Fire it up, open your arms, pull your belly into the front side of your spine so the whole spine has the opportunity to twist. Heel way up, even your pinky toe on your back foot down into the ground, and send your hamstring up higher. Make it an anchor, make it stable. Back to crescent lunge on an inhale, lift up high. Warrior 2, face the yellow wall. Dial into your breath. So the way to build more muscle and more endurance in your lunging leg to get a deeper lunge is to come in and out. You go a little bit past your edge and then pull back, a little bit past and pull back. That creates the next stage of your pose. Pick up your low belly and drop your tailbone. Flip your front palm, reach forward, reverse the warrior. Keep your breath going, eyes on one focal point. And then add more breath. The breath is what makes it magic. That's what makes it light. It makes it easy and graceful as you move from pose to pose. Keep adding the breath. Reach up and back and straighten your front leg. It's super long. Hands to the floor, low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Let's do lion's breath. Stick out your tongue on your exhale. Inhale together. Breath in. Good. Last one, the loudest. Breath in. Step or float, feet to hands. Halfway lift. Bow down. Chair pose for a single breath. Reach up. Make it light. Forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Chaturanga on your exhale. Breath to movement, breath to movement. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Right foot, warrior 1. Step right into it, hands up to the sky. Heel up to the sky. Reach, reach, reach. Warrior 2, open up. Keep breathing. If you can't hear your neighbor breathing, breathe loud so they can remember. Take extended side angle. So if your fingertips are coming down towards the floor, but it still feels a little crunchy in your right side waist, put your hand on a block. Not to make the pose less, but to give you more space so that you can lengthen out both sideways. Now add more breath. Pull your lowest belly in and up. Yeah, right there. And root the outer edge of your left foot down into the ground like you want it to cut through your mat and into the floor. Beautiful. Breathe. What's going on in your body? Where can you wake something up so that there's less work happening in your hip and more work happening throughout your entire body? Last inhale, reach, high to low plank. Upward facing. Downward facing. One breath in. One breath out. Left foot, warrior 1. Rise up, sink your feet into the ground, lift, warrior 2. Just be in it, add your breath. Add it back in. Take extended side angle. As you move from pose to pose, the transitions are full of breath, your little micro adjustments are full of breath, your fingertips and toes full of breath. Connect your arm, your left arm towards your leg. Make muscle to bone action happen. Squeeze your forearm into your shin. Squeeze your elbow into your thigh. And lift your heart up to the ceiling a little more. Yeah, huge breath in, full expression. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Long inhale through your nose. Long exhale out. Beautiful. Breath in, breath out. Last breath together. Fill up. Empty all the way out. Step or float, feet to hands. Halfway lift. Bow down. Chair pose. Sit back and reach. Stay in this one. Marinate in your chair pose. Be excited that you're in chair pose. Lift your toes off the mat. Knit your ribs together. Zip tie them together. Hands to heart center, twist right. Open your arms, breathe louder. Breathe with an intention. You commit for 100% in every pose for your whole practice. So that means 100% commitment to your breath. Pick up your low belly even more. Hug it into the front side of your spine. Come back up to chair on an inhale. Reach high, forward fold. Separate your feet. Take your first 2 fingers around your big toes. Take a mini halfway lift to lengthen out your spine and your hamstrings, and then draw your heart towards your shins. Draw it down. Let your head go. Let your neck go. So head and neck at ease, and then work on tilting your tailbone higher up to the sky. So there's still a softness in your knees, but your tailbone tilts up higher. There's still action between your shoulder blades. Hug them towards your spine. Keep breathing. Release your hands and go for crow pose. Go for crow. And add your breath. You get to the crow and you add your breath. And that's what'll make it a little bit lighter, a little easier to maintain. Make so much breath happen in your chest that your body gets light. Your knees get light on the backs of your arms. Beautiful. Flex your feet. Bring them up towards your butt. Yes. Step or float back. Chaturanga. Awesome. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Big breath in together. Breath out together. Connect. Come back into your body. Breath in. Breath out. Last one. Fill up. Empty all the way out. Step or jump. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Bow down. Utkatasana. Sit back and reach. Bring your upper arm bones back to the wall behind you. Slide your shoulder blades together towards your spine. Hands to heart center. Twist left. Bring yourself out, open your arms. Your arms apart, your toes spread apart. Lift them up towards your face. And sit a little bit lower in your hips. Bring it lower than your heart. Make work happen. Make action happen. Come back up to chair pose on an inhale. Reach high, lift, forward fold. Separate your feet and step on your palms, gorilla. It's a little bit serious in here, so if anyone can make a monkey noise, do it. Just do it. Fingertips on your wrists. I know at least one person in here can do that. Shake out your head, yes and no. Well, I'm not going to do mine if you guys aren't going to do yours. Release your hands. Go for another crow. Huh? A gorilla or a chimpanzee noise. Go for it. That's what I'm asking for. Yes. A little bit of something. Scared chimpanzees. Go for crow or go upside down. So you got tripod or basket headstand to work on. Choose the one that you're not good at. So if you're a champion at tripod, work on your basket headstand. And when I mean work on it, I mean don't worry about kicking and flailing your legs straight in the air. I mean hold your knees into your chest. Create the stability and the container for the pose first, and then get all the way upside down. Because there's no rush. It's not a race. You don't get a prize if you get there first. You create space in a container so there is a next step to your pose. Flex your feet up to the sky. Nice, Doreen. Good exit. You've got a few more breaths to play around. There's no rush. There's just breath, just ease. Tripods, inner thighs together, squeeze them in. Yes. Then slowly come out, come into a high hero. High hero, sit back on your heels, sit up tall on your spine. Don't worry about your sweat, it's gonna keep happening. Tuck your toes and sit back on your heels. Sit tall on your spine. Toes pose. Take a cow's head bind, left arm up to the sky, right arm underneath to catch your fingertips, and if you can't grip your hands, you can always use a strap or a towel, or even just your shirt between your hands. Sit up tall, keep your toes tucked. Yeah. So for some of you, you're like, all right, I can do this. And others of you, you're like, oh my God, when are we going to stop doing this? It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. It's good for your feet. Now pull your ribs together. Pull them in and start breathing. That'll make it easier too. Toes stay tucked. Release your arms. Switch sides. You can shake out your shoulders. Right arm on top, left arm underneath. I know, right? It's so good for your feet. So good for your toes. It's going to feel amazing after class. I'm sure it feels amazing right now. Knit your ribs together, sit even taller. Can you bring your right elbow straighter up to the sky, like out of your peripheral vision? Release your hands, come forward onto hands and knees, untuck your toes. Ooh. Wiggle them around a little bit. Flat feet on the ground, bring your knees together. Let's stretch your feet the other way. Lean back on your feet so your knees come off the ground. So you can have your hands flat on the ground if you want to help them lift. They don't have to go very high off the ground either. It could be like an inch of space just to get a stretch in the top of your feet. If you want a little bit more and catch your balance, bring your hands to heart center. It's a little trickier than it looks. Play around with it. Keep breathing. I know, right? It's so fantastic. It's exciting. Lean forward, downward facing dog, pedal out your feet. Oh, good morning, feet. Good morning, toes. Take a long breath in. Empty it out. Good. Breath in. Breath out. Last breath in. Empty all the way out. Step or jump forward, feet to hands. Halfway lift, inhale, stretch out. Forward fold. Rise up to standing. Reach through your fingertips. Take eagle pose on the right. Right arm under, right leg over. Restart your breath. It got quiet. Go 100% with your breath, 100% with your pose. So whatever that looks like on the outside isn't important. Are you giving 100% right now? Is your mind wandering somewhere else? Are you kind of half committed to your pose? Get into your body and commit 100%. Sit a little lower in your hips and squeeze out the space between your thighs. Use inner thighs, squeeze them together. Release, reach up. Left side eagle, Garudasana, left arm under, left leg over. Coil and sit, eyes on one focal point. Pick up your low belly, draw your navel into your spine. Add more breath. Release, reach up, keep your eyes on that one spot. Honed in, right side eagle. Second set, go. Keep it simple. You breathe and you move. Make it that simple. You can make the rest of your day that simple. Breathe and move. Go straight from one thing to the next thing, and then from that thing to the next thing. Super simple. Keep your arms bound. Take airplane with your legs. Send your right leg back. Arms stay tightly coiled together. Coiled like a piece of rope. Flex your lifted foot a lot. A lot. Dial your pinky toes down. Stay in airplane. Reach your arms behind you. Unravel. Open up. Hug your shoulder blades together on your back and press through your foot a lot. Send all the energy out through your foot. Standing splits. Hands to the floor to your standing ankle. Keep the strength in your lifted legs. Send your hamstring and your foot up to the ceiling so that your leg can stay lighter. Lots of strength in your foot. Lots of muscle to lift your leg up. Keep breathing. One more big breath. Lift your leg up. Forward fold. Shake it out. Rise to stand. Hands up to the sky. Left side eagle. There's the breath I was looking for. Keep going. Know that if you need to breathe out through your mouth and just reset, then do that and then come back. Instead of having a checked out breath that's kind of here and kind of not, press your right big toe down into the ground. Beautiful. Eyes totally focused. Keep your arms bound. Take airplane with your legs. Left leg back. Same action you had in crescent lunge. Hamstring up to the sky. Heel up to the sky. Beautiful. Can you press the ground away more with your right foot so the micro bend stays in your knee, but a long, straight, powerful leg. Reach your arms behind you. Shoulder blades together on your back. Squeeze the pencil between your shoulder blades. Beautiful. Standing splits. Keep an active left leg. You're doing awesome. The floor is always there if you need it, so you can work on grabbing your ankle and creating more balance. Holding onto your ankle will build more strength in your ankle, more muscle around that joint, more power in your leg. One more breath, lift up, forward fold, shake it out. Whew. Rise up to standing. It's nice and juicy in here. Awesome. Left hand to left hip, right hand to your right raised knee. Standing leg raise. So you just go. You let the sweat drip, you let the breath move, and you go. Open up to the right and reach to the left. Flex your lifted foot a lot. Yeah, bring every part of your body into the pose. And can you dial your right hip down just an inch so it's square with your left? Just take it down a notch. Come back to center, switch hands. Left hand on your knee or your extended foot. Reach your right arm back, dancing Shiva. Add more breath, yogis. Balance becomes easier when the breath is here. Come back to center. Place your foot down. Right hand, right hip. Left hand on your left raised knee or foot. So whether you take your knee or you take your extended foot, check in with your left shoulder blade and wrap it behind you towards your spine. So you've got a nice broad chest, wide collarbones, open to the left, reach to the right. Where can you send your breath to make this pose lighter, to make your balance more stable, your focus more dialed in? Breath at 100%. Come back to center and switch. Take dancing Shiva. Navel to the front side of your spine. Lift it in and over your thigh. Bring it into the twist. There's the breath. Tap into it. Make it happen. Come back to center. Place your foot down. Standing bow or dancer's pose. We've got plenty of straps if you want to take dancers and don't have one. Anybody and everybody. And if you're thinking, maybe I'll just do standing bow because I'm tired and don't want to do dancers, you should probably do dancers. Take your pose. So it takes everyone a different amount of time to get into your pose. So once you've landed in your variation of standing bow or dancers, be here for 5 breaths. Commit for 5 breaths. Flex your lifted foot up to the ceiling. Press the whole sole of your left foot into the ground. Beautiful. You've got time. You've got time. And after 5 long breaths, you just gently release and switch to the left side. There's no rush to get there. Even if you're the last person in the room taking the pose, that's fine. You take your time because you're going 100%. Switch to the left when it happens. Then make your breath louder so I can hear your 5 breaths. Yeah. Just 5 long breaths, committed to the pose, committed to this moment right now. And then after 5, you take your second set, right side. Just go. Before you can say, let me fix my shirt or take a drink or adjust my hair, you just take the second set. Beautiful. Breathe. Eyes on one focal point. Drishti, one focal point. And after 5 on the right, you take 5 on the left, the last one. Simply switch and go. Generate the breath. Make it happen. And after 5 breaths on this left side, on the second set, feet hip-width distance at the head of your mat. Awesome, more breath. If you're in your mountain pose at the head of your mat, your Tadasana, sink your feet into the ground. Recreate that sensation of your outer shins pulling in, your inner thighs pulling together, low belly in and up, so the energy travels from the ground all the way up your body. So you're doing just as much work as the people that are still doing standing bow or dancer's pose. Knit your ribs together, send the crown of your head up. So much action in your body, even while you're standing here, that your muscles might start to shake, that you sweat just by standing here. Take right side tree pose. Right foot above or below your left knee. Keep your legs charged up. Hands to heart center. Hands to heart center. Restart your breath. Keep it going. Keep it fluid. Interlace your fingers. Press your palms towards the windows. Hands up to the sky. So if your shoulders are way up by your ears, bend your elbows a little bit so you can drop them away. And if you're super bendy, flexy, and your ribs are splayed out, pull them in. Pull them in. You can definitely take the back bend and have your ribs still in. If you like going up and back in your tree pose, press the ground away more with your left foot. Big toe in the floor. Get tall. Last breath. Lift, release. Switch sides. Generate the breath, generate the breath. Hands at heart center. Interlace your fingers the opposite way. Hands up to the sky. Shoulder blades together on your back. Lots of space for your collarbones. Room for your ears. Lots of breath. Like it would sound like the heater's on in here, but it's actually just you guys breathing together. Get really tall, lift up, release. Feet together at the head of your mat. Big toes touch and a little space between your heels. Inhale, reach your hands high. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, lengthen, breathe in. Chaturanga, breathe out. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breath in through your nose. Let out a sigh. Good. Make it loud. Breath in, breath out. Last breath in. Any noise you want. Right foot warrior 1. Rise up on your inhale. Just one breath here. Then warrior 2, face the purple wall. Now's your chance to go big. Your body's here. It's in the moment. It's warmed up and ready. So take a deeper lunge than you're used to. Take one you might not be able to hold. Flip your front palm, reach forward, reverse. Stay committed to the lunge. Eyes up to your fingertips, eyes on one point. More breath. Belly in and up. Tailbone down to the ground, point it down, down, down. Yes. Reach up and back and straighten your front legs. Super long, triangle. Bring your hand down to the floor to a block outside your shin. Keep the length in your right side waist. I'd much rather you have your hand up on a block and have a long side waist than be touching the floor and have rainbow ribs on the side. Fill the room with breath, louder than the heaters. Press your front big toe down into the ground, reach through your fingertips a lot. So much energy, your fingertips will come out of your hands. Shift forward, half moon. Go with minimal extra movement, minimal extra effort. So eyes on one point, you just shift forward without moving your front foot around a whole bunch. It's just simple now, it's fluid now. Flex your lifted foot, up, up, up to the ceiling. Yes. Beautiful. If you can, take your gaze to the side wall, maybe up to the ceiling, because the worst thing that'll happen is you'll step down with your other foot. No big deal, because you can come right back. You can step back into it because you're going 100%. One more inhale, warrior two. Straighten your front leg, turn your toes to the purple wall, hands on your hips. Micro bend in your knees and your feet are parallel, so toes are in just as much as your heels. Hinge down, send your tailbone up to the sky, crown of the head to the earth. If a headstand's comfortable for you from here, then go for it. If you're working towards headstand, flat palms on the earth, a softness in the backs of your knees, so you can coax your tailbone a little bit higher, which will bring the crown of your head a little bit closer to the floor. It's just tiny increments that get you to that space where your spine is stacked. Nice, Doreen. Bring your elbows together a little more. Yes. Beautiful. You got time. You've got so much time. Breathe. Those of you in your fold, shoulder blades together on your back. Headstands come down. Everyone inhale to a long flat back. Hands on hips, rise up to stand. So before you step your back foot in all the way, just make sure they're separated on so that they're on train tracks. Let me spit out that cue. You want to have some action while you're squaring your hips to the front of the room. So if your feet are too close together, there's really nothing going on. You want it far enough back that you have to use your inner thighs to square your hips forward. When you've got the right amount of space, hinge down. Bring your heart to your shins. Heart to your shins. Do you still have the action in your inner thighs? Can you pull your right hip back a little more and square it to the back of the room? Add breath to your hamstring. Came over and adjusted it right before I touched you. Soften your toes, press your heels down. Press the balls of your feet into the ground. Gabby, go a little bit wider. Lift up, 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 up. Place your left hand on the ground, right arm straight out from your shoulder for twisting triangle. So don't twist just yet. Just check and make sure that if you were to touch your neighbor right now, you'd be patting them on the shoulder and not on their butt. Now ring out. Keep that action. So whether or not your hand goes straight up to the sky is not important. You want the action, the 100% action in your torso, in your low belly, in your feet as they press the ground away. So this one's more about how it feels on the inside and less about how much it looks like on the outside. Bring it down and out to the side a little bit, Beth. Yeah, right there. Stick together for one more inhale. Straighten your spine. Twist on your exhale. Ring it out, ring it out. Chaturanga, hands to the floor. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Let's let out a sigh. Breath in together. Good. Breath in. Last breath in. Let something go on your exhale. Drop it. Left foot, warrior one. Single breath. Hands up to the sky. Feet on the earth. Warrior two. Open up. A lot of space. Go for extra space. Because you know that you can back up a little bit. Come back into it if you need to. Create a bigger container that way. Flip your front palm. Reach forward. Reverse it. Lots of breath, yogis. Now's the time for your breath. When your body's open and receptive, when your muscles are ready, now's the time for breath. Reach up and back and straighten your front leg. Big inhale, triangle. space all the way down. Space in your sideways, space between your toes. Get the pencil between your shoulder blades on your back, and then hug your ribs together on your front. Yeah. Keep breathing. Your breath is what will carry you over to half moon. Not quite yet, but almost. Sink your front big toe down into the floor. Plug it into your mat. Now shift forward, half moon. See if you can go there without all the extra in-between stuff. Just take the next pose. Dialed in and you take the next pose. Flex your foot up to the ceiling a lot. Press the ground away with your left foot a lot. Where's your breath? Use it now. Use it all the way to the end of your practice, 100%. Hand up to the sky, reach up. One more breath, warrior two. Straighten both legs, feet to the yellow wall. Interlace your fingers at your low back. It's also helpful to have a strap or a towel between your hands if you've got tight shoulders. Just grab a hold of your strap or your towel, hinge down, let your hands spill overhead. Softness in your knees. Play around with the weight shifting forward into your toes so your hips actually come in line with your heels. I can hear some breath, add more. Yeah, are your toes awake? What are your fingertips up to? Dial in. What's going on in your body right now? What's going on in this pose right now? Release your hands to the mat. Inhale to a long flat back. Lengthen out your spine. Hands on hips, rise up to stand. Turn both feet to face the front of the room. So same idea. Bring your feet just far enough apart that you have to work your inner thighs to square your hips to the front of the room. Then hinge down. Make each and every pose one where you have to be awake. Don't go so easy on yourself that you can check out and think about something else and be somewhere else. Be here. Awesome breath. Twisting triangle, right hand down, left arm straight out. Straight out. Create the space of the pose, the shape of the pose first, and then wring yourself out and take it further. Then wring it out. Arms straight out from your torso, even if it's not up to the sky. Now add the breath. Lengthen on every inhale. Bring it forward, bring it forward, bring it forward. Now twist open. Take one more inhale, lengthen your spine. Stay for the whole exhale, wring out. Chaturanga, hands to the floor. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breath in together, breath out together. Big breath in, big breath out. Last breath in, fill yourself up all the way. Empty all the way out. Look between your hands, jump through to sit, staff pose. Tall, straight spine. Action in your legs, outer shins in, inner thighs in, into the midline. Reach your arms to the bricks, lower your back to the mat. One piece at a time, all the way down. I love when you guys speed drink like I'm not gonna see you. Bridge pose. You can just take a drink of water, it's okay. Bend your knees and plant your feet. Rise off the ground. Back bends are about to happen. Make your breath also happen. The breath happens and your pose can become effortless. So the bridge and the wheel can be effortless and light and lift you up and off the ground. Squeeze your inner thighs together like there's a block between them, an invisible block. Squeeze them in. Take one more breath and lift your hips. Release, come down. Take your knees side to side. Second set of bridge, go for it. More breath. Big toes on the floor, press them down. Draw your right knee into your chest. Send your right foot up to the sky. Up, up, up. Flexed foot, active toes. Reach, knee to nose. Place your foot down. Louder breath. Left knee in. Foot up to the sky. Press it away. Lift the rafters with your feet. Knee to nose. Place your foot down and release. Hips to the ground. Keep the breath going. Start to build steam with your breath. Go for wheel. Fingertips under your shoulders. Rise up. It's effortless now. Your body's ready and willing. It's ready for this 100% back bend, ready to open up. Press your feet into the ground. Press your fingertips into the ground. A stable foundation for a big open pose. Take a huge breath in. Tuck your chin and come down. Draw your knees side to side to release your low back. Go again. Second set of wheel. Go, yogis, go. Rise up. Less thinking and more action. Less worrying, less overanalyzing, just action, just energy, happening now. Take 3 of your own breaths and make them loud. Fill up the whole space. There's plenty of you and plenty of space to fill. Then after your 3rd breath, come down. Knees side to side. You've got one more. One more back bend to make something happen in your body. Go. Bridge or wheel. Rise up and out. Make it so light that you can't help but lift up into the pose. There's so much breath supporting you that you could lift a foot in the air. You can send your hand up to the sky. You can do whatever you want because the space is there. The room is there. 2 more of your own breaths. Go. And after 2 breaths, come on down. Take Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together, knees open wide. Rest your hands wherever they want to rest and just be at ease. Choose to be here, to breathe. Not caught up in what's already happened or concerned about what's going to happen next. Draw your knees back together, hug them into your chest, rock around on your low back. Legs straight up in the air. Tuck your fingertips underneath your butt. Fingertips under your butt, legs straight up, flex your feet like you're holding a block on your feet, and bring both legs down 30 degrees. Start to create a container, knit your stomach back in, your ribs back in. Another 30 degrees, press through your feet a lot. Energy out through your heels, out through your toes. Hover your feet just above the ground, a couple inches above the ground. Press, press, press. Both legs back up into the air. You reset, squeeze your inner thighs together, 30 degrees, lower them down. Powerful feet, navel to spine, another 30. Hover there, pull it in, muscle to bone, pull it in. Hover just above the ground, get as long as you can. Shoot your feet towards the bricks, legs up in the air. One more set, 30 degrees. Flex feet, wake your toes up. Yeah, 30 degrees, another 30. Keep breathing. Relax your face, hover your feet just above the ground. Press, press, press. Legs in the air. Knees in your chest, give them a squeeze. Rock back and forth, sit up into boat pose. Your variation of boat, so hands can be on the backs of your thighs or hands out to the side. Bent knees, what do you need to do to get a tall, straight spine while you're in boat pose? Now flex your feet and breathe. Lots of breath. Use the breath to draw your low belly in, to knit your ribs in. Take a huge breath and lift your chest up. Come into a high plank. Plant your feet on the ground. Step back. High plank, shoulders over wrists. Lynn seems excited. Shoulders over wrists. Heels straight up to the sky here. So you're sending energy out through your feet, but your heels are stacked right over the balls of your feet so your legs can be super active. Yeah, hips up to the sky. Let's do some plank crunches. 1, lift your hips up and straighten out. 2, hips up. Straighten back out. Micro bend in your elbows. 3, 4, keep breathing. 5, 6, you can drop your knees if you need to. 7, 8, 9, 1 more. 10, lay on your belly. Arms straight out in front, legs straight out behind you. Stretch yourself out, out, out. Stretch it all out. Plant your palms by your low ribs. Make your way to an upward facing dog. Peel yourself off the ground. So all parts of you active. Your heart lifts up, shoulder blades together on your back. Send your hamstrings up to the sky. Lift them up. Downward facing dog. Fresh breath in together. Let the old stuff out together. Good. Breath in. Full inhale. Full exhale. Last one in. Fill yourself up. Empty all the way out. Right knee to right wrist. Half pigeon. Right knee to right wrist. So you're committed 100% to your practice for your whole practice. So use half pigeon as just another pose instead of a nap time or a check out pose. Use it like a pose that keeps you active. Make your way to the floor. So there's a difference between being just flopped over your leg and actively laying down over your leg, and maybe that means you need to tuck the toes on your back foot. Maybe that means you notice that your shoulder blades are sliding off your back towards the ground and you can just hug them towards your spine, create a little more action there. Keep enough action happening so that your body can't check out. Your mind can't go somewhere else. Just right here. Then use your breath to fill the space. Use your breath to anchor yourself to the present moment. Slowly rise back up. Stay in your half pigeon legs. Reach for your back leg with your left hand. Back leg with your left hand. So grab a hold of your foot or your ankle. You can use a strap or a towel too. That's super helpful. And then work on squaring your chest and your hips to the front of the room again. There you go, Tim. Here, grab both sides of the strap. You've only got one. Whoop. There we go. Yeah. Gently release your foot down. Downward facing dog. Shake it out. Left knee to left wrist, half pigeon. Trot forward, plenty of time to make space. Make sure your thighs parallel with the edge of the mat rather than your knee coming out to the side. And make your way to the floor. So what does 100% of this pose look like? You know your body better than anybody else, so which part normally checks out right now? What part do you forget about while you're here? Maybe it's your mind that's the most checked out part of you right now, and you just bring it back. Keep catching it and bringing it back. Rise up, sit up. Tall, straight spine. Reach for your back foot with your right hand. It's better for your knee if you can grab a hold of your ankle and then flex your foot up to the sky. Yeah, it'll protect your knee, and then square your chest to the front of the room. Hips to the front of the room. Send some breath into your chest. Fill up all that new space. Release your foot down, no slingshots. Yeah, downward facing dog. Shake it out. Take a long breath into your nose and let it out through your mouth. Good. Breath in. Long, slow inhale. Fill up all the new space. Empty out. One more in. Let out a sigh on your exhale. Come through to sit. Staff pose. Feet flex. Curl your pinky toes back towards your face. Press your big toes away. Reach your hands up to the sky and fold over your legs. If it's very easy for you to reach your feet, you can put a block in front of your feet and make your legs a little bit longer. If it's not so easy for you to reach your feet, hang out where you are. You can use a strap and wrap it around your feet. Fold yourself in half like a piece of paper. Go for length. Length rather than how far down can I fold. Breathe into the back side of your body between each one of your vertebrae, so more space is created. Rise back up, tall spine. Reverse tabletop. Plant your palms behind your hips, fingertips face forward. Lift your hips off the ground, point your toes towards the floor. Lift yourself up. So you can choose flat feet on the earth and have your knees bent. You can choose long legs and toes to the ground. Lift your hips a little bit higher, up, up, up to the sky. Release, lower your hips. Legs straight ahead. Arms straight ahead. Lower your back to the mat. All the way down. Bring your legs straight into the air for waterfall pose or shoulder stand. You can put a block underneath your back if you want for legs in the air. This is your last chance to get upside down, so if you're craving another headstand or a handstand, now's the time. Let everything drain out. Active feet here, even if your feet are in stillness or they're moving around. Send your breath all the way up to your feet and all the way back down to your lungs. Shoulder stands come to plow. Long straight legs. Send your tailbone straight up to the sky so there's less pressure on your neck. Deaf man's pose. Bend your knees and gently squeeze the sides of your head. Hands to the mat and slowly roll yourself back down to the earth. Draw your knees into your chest and rock around on your low back. Take happy baby. Soles of the feet up to the sky. Draw your knees down on either side. Draw your tailbone down to the floor. And keep your right leg in happy baby. Let your left leg go long on the mat. Stretch it out long. Take supine twist. Bring your foot over to the purple wall. You can bend your knee or keep it straight as you stretch it out. Breathe into your side waist. It's juicy and open now. There's space. Fill that space with your breath. Come back to center. Left leg in happy baby, right leg long. Equal and opposite action. A long stretched out right leg. Contracted muscles on your left leg. Your knee down towards your ribs. Supine twist. Take your foot to the yellow wall. Make sure that both of your hips are stacked, so you may need to scoot your bottom hip closer to the purple wall. It'll make it a little easier for you to wring out completely. Come back to center. You've got about another minute to take any last pose or stretch or something that your body's craving right now. Bless you. There's no need to overthink it. If you can't quite think of something, your body's probably just ready for Shavasana. There's a cold towel by the head of your mat for you to put wherever you want. Bring out all the last little bits. So when you get to Shavasana, it's complete. Your whole practice is complete. There's no need for anything else. So as you make your way into stillness in Shavasana, commit to the stillness 100%. So do all the fidgeting and the moving around that you need to. Your feet relax out, palms face up to the sky. Get all that wiggling out of the way so you can commit to stillness. You can commit to breath moving in and out of your nose naturally now. Commit to space between your thoughts. Commit to this moment right now. Deepen your breath. Bring movement back into your fingertips and toes to the rest of your body. Plant your feet on the floor and rock onto your right side. For the rest of your day, commit to going 100%. With your eyes still closed, press down and rise up. Take a comfortable seat. Sit with a brand new spine, a tall spine, crown of your head way up to the ceiling. Inhale, reach your hands overhead. Exhale, thumbs to your heart. We'll finish our class together with 3 rolling ohms, so as soon as you finish your first, go right into your second. Take a deep breath in. Breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. The light within me honors and greatly respects the light within you. Namaste. Awesome class, guys. Thanks for coming. If anyone's planning on staying for restorative, make sure that you pop out for a second so you can check in for that class and then come back in. If you're interested in teacher training or just have questions about it, let me know. We can talk about it out front and have an awesome rest of your beautiful weekend.